Tribe Tactical. So we said we were going to do a bushcraft series. We're going to start that today. So I'm out in the woods, and the scenario we'll use is I'm a hiker and I've gone off trail, and it's in a place that I don't normally hike or I'm unfamiliar with. And I've gone up and down a trail, I've backtracked, I've got myself more lost, and now I'm getting nervous. I feel like I'm in trouble, right? So what are some steps we can do to help our situation? First, we want to calm down, right? We want to calm down. It's getting late. I know I need shelter, water, food, and I need to start getting set, because in this scenario, I'm lost. I'm getting more lost. So I might as well sit down and start helping myself out. All right, instead of getting more lost, going deeper into the woods of which I'm unfamiliar with. So first things first is, before we left, we should have let someone know where we're going and when we're supposed to be back. Okay, so they can keep track of that. When we don't show up, hopefully you gave it to a good person that's not in your will, and they're gonna, tell someone about you in a timely manner, that you're lost and where your location is. So now that I've decided, hey, I need to sit down, I need to gather my thoughts, I need to make shelter, I want to take an inventory of what I have, what I brought with me. So let's do that real quick. All right, tribe, so I'm gonna go over what I have on me and kind of figure out what I have to work with. Where I'm at, supposedly, let's say we're in Acadia Forest in Maine. You need to be ready to survive at least 72 hours, right? 3 days. So on my body, I got a hat, I got my watch so I can keep track of time and date. I have a little bracelet that could be coming to use. I have force protection right here. It'd be nice to have a rifle, but force protection anyways. I got my pants, they're pretty sturdy, and I layered up 3 layers on my shirt. But inside the bag, and then I have a wallet and no phone, all right? I wasn't smart enough to bring my phone, but who knows? So in my pack, so I have a regular 3-day pack, okay? So I can use that for transporting all this stuff. So I have a silky little handsaw, okay? That's gonna be handy because we gotta cut firewood and we need to make a shelter, right? I have a rain fly, a hex rain fly from what is this, gillygorilla.com. I have a sleeping system. It's actually the outer shell of the sleeping system. This is the bivy sack for an old military sleeping system, but this is waterproof, windproof, and it'll help keep me warm. All right, canteen with a quart of water and a steel pot to cook in. Okay, so if I need that, I can use it to gather water. All right, I want to use things, I want multi-purpose things on me that I'm carrying. Now, this scenario, yeah, I'm a hiker, so I would have packed accordingly, but this is some stuff that you can keep in a pack in your truck or whatever, in case you're going, let's say you drive long distances in certain locations where it gets pretty sparse with people and places, and you break down and you might need to set up a camp. Okay, I have a poncho, which we're gonna show you some stuff with that. Stay tuned to the end of this video, and I'm gonna give you a bonus quick shelter that you can use this with. Okay, and then I have a emergency sleeping bag. This is just one of those Mylar sleeping bags. Retains about what do they say, 90% of your body heat, so it can also be used as a quick shelter if you need, but this will be warm inside that bivy. Okay, I always have a boonie cap, weather, right? my tin, and it's just a tin, and we're going to show you some uses for this, and this will come in later videos. Okay. Shemag, always got this. This is great. It can be used for splinting. It can be used for carrying firewood, filtering water, carrying water, anything that you need, keeping the sun off your head, keeping your head warm, your neck warm. A lot of uses for a Shemag. All right. And then I have a cooking pot. This is light, very light. I know people might be like, wow, you have a cooking pot? Yeah. So I have the cooking pot. I always have some garbage bags in there, because if I am just hiking and I'm creating trash, I want to take that with me. But also, these can be used as signaling systems. So a lot of my stuff is green. It kind of matches in with the surrounding area. I want to be able to signal. So I want something contrast on my maybe shelter. I can hang them up around my campsite, just so in case someone is looking for me, I'm easier to find. All right. And it can also be used for gathering water and stuff like that. And we'll show you a couple systems you can use for that. Ranger bands, anything. I always have these because they're just handy. You can tie things down with them. They're fire extenders. So we'll show you that in the fire department. I always have a ferro rod. So they're fun to use. They're good if you know how to use them. But that's not my go-to for fire making in an emergency. But I always have them with me. Bungee cords, cordage. Cordage is hard out here in the woods. I mean, you gotta do work to make it. So anything you can do to make your life easier, and we'll show you how to make cordage out here. But just so you know, if you're packing out and you're gonna try to be ready for a problem you might run into, it's not a bad idea to have bungee cords. I always carry 4, and that will go into the bonus shelter I'm going to show you after this video. All right, 550 cord. 550 cord is worth its weight in gold. Like I said, cordage is hard out in the wilderness, so anything you can carry on you is great. Now I always carry extra shoelaces in case I blow one out. I just want extra shoelaces also used for cordage, and you can use this for shoelaces if you needed to, but 2 is 1, 1 is none. That's my philosophy. I embrace because I believe it. Like I said in the opening video, out in the wild, Murphy's Law will punch you in the face. Okay, so be ready for Murphy's Law. Always have what you can use handy. Okay, steel wool. This can be used as a fire starter. So I always have that just on me. And then again, more cordage, but that's that. 100-mile-an-hour tape, I always have that. Good for boo-boos and anything that you may need to patch up. You get a hole from a fire ember in your shelter. This is good to patch it up. We can also use tree sap, but quick and efficient 100-mile-an-hour tape. Chem Lights, just in case I'm in an emergency and I want to be found. I can use these on maybe if there's a cut in the wood line that maybe rescuers would want to come in. I can throw these out there, let them know, hey, I'm here. Hang them off my shelter. Let them know, hey, I'm here. Okay. I always have a headlamp. Okay. I always want that headlamp because if I'm working and it's dark out, I want to be able to see, right? This is something I'm trying out from Fort Patriot. It's a fire starter, and what it is this is a little fire starter, and it's like a little rechargeable flashlight fire starter. It's like a plasma thing or something. I don't know. I'll show you guys that. I'm just testing it out. It's not really for this video purposes, but as I test it out, I'll let you guys know what it is in the description, and you may want to buy it. Now here's the fire starter, the Bic. All right, just a Bic lighter, always goes. These things are good, guys. You don't have to be cool out in the wild if you're in an emergency, you're gonna want a lighter. You want to get a fire going quick. All right. So that's that. And like I said, a little more boo-boo tape on me. And that's that. Okay. So that's the pot. Now the pot, water. I can gather water in it. I can boil water. I can cook in this. So definitely want that. In the front section of my bag, I have 3 days of food. All right, so we said we want to be ready for 72 hours. Okay, so I have 3 days of food. I have my hatchet, which goes along good with that silky, because you're gonna need firewood. You're gonna need shelter material, so a hatchet is good. Bug spray, depending on your season. Like I'm in North Carolina, the bugs will eat you alive, so save yourself and your sanity. Carry some bug spray with you. Doesn't weigh much, okay? And then just some more ration bars for energy. And then a flashlight, a handheld flashlight. This one's rechargeable and solar, so I can put that out in the sun and while I'm working, and I'll have a flashlight for while I'm working around the camp, okay? And work gloves. Gotta have work gloves. We don't want to injure our hands out here, okay? So anytime you can protect your hands while you're working, especially with the hatchet, the saw, you're pulling wood, logs, making firewood, shelter. There's a lot of thorns out here. You don't want to get cut up. So work gloves, and these are just mechanics, okay? Then I have a pen and pad. You know, as you get nervous about something, I mean, you can place these. These are right in the rain, so you know the rain won't run the pen off or ruin the paper. I can leave arrows, little signs like, hey, keep coming north or whatever, to my rescuers, okay? Have that. And then my knife, which is gold out here, right? And that's just the more knife, right? Can I get that in focus? I guess. Yeah? No? All right. But we'll do some knife work with that. And then that might be it. Yep, that might be it, guys. So, check all the pockets here. Make sure that is it. And a little plastic bag. Always have one of those. So, a lot of uses for a little plastic bag. So, that's what I'm starting out with, guys. Oh. And then I have a little medical kit on my bag. It's got a tourniquet, cutaway scissors, latex gloves, pressure pad. So, in case I get a major injury, I mean, I am using a hatchet out here. You never know what could happen. You're tired, you're hungry, accidents will happen. So that's what I have on me and in my bag. So next step is, where are we gonna start our shelter? All right, so what I wanna look for is clearing, trying to get it level ground, and I don't want anything over me that could fall down and crush my shelter, damage me, right? So I don't want to get killed out here trying to survive. All right, so we're going to take a look around. Right behind me is where I'm going to build the shelter, and let me show you that here real quick. So right behind me, here's the shelter area. So I got these two trees, where are they? Here and here, that I'm going to build between. As you can see, the ground's pretty flat. It's got some bumps in it, but we'll take those out. And then not much overhead that could fall and kill me, right? So that's just a cedar. And then I got a little opening out here, so I got some blue sky. And to me, that's important because I want people to see my smoke. I want people to be able to, if they're searching for me, they can see signs of what I'm doing in here, signs of life, and you know that I'm out here, and come and take a look, check me out, right? So anything like that, I can put my signals out there and let people know that, hey, I'm here. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm gonna set my shelter up between these two trees right here. So I got to get these things cut down so I can make room for that that rain fly to go over what I'm going to build out to, so I can sleep under, keep the weather off of me. So I'm going to get these cut down and then show you what I'm working with. Now right here, I'm going to keep this one because I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to keep this guy right here to hang my cross beam on that. So when you're cutting this stuff down, you're trying to make it livable, make sure you're leaving the stuff that you need before you just start cutting everything away. All right. And keep this dry stuff handy, close to you. Good firewood right there. Put this down. So I'm taking down anything that can get in the way, maybe puncture my shelter, that rain fly. Don't want anything damaging that. Or anything in the way of me tying anything around. Now this is good. I don't know if you can see that, but this is pretty dried out, and it's got some good sap in there. You know what we call that? Now another thing that helped me pick this area is there's a lot of deadfall. So a lot of deadfall is a lot of dry wood, easier to get a fire going with that, and it's plentiful. I don't have to do a ton of work to keep a fire going or to reinforce my shelter if I need it. Cordage right here. As we were talking about cordage, got some. Put that to the side. Piece of fat wood, nice little fire starter. Just finding all kinds of treasures out here. All kinds of treasures. Dry stuff. And with that. Maybe. So now I'm just cutting things off that could cause injury. So I don't want any eye injuries out here. I'll be walking around this area a bunch. So all this stuff hanging down, I don't want to poke my eye in it. So I'm gonna get rid of that wherever I'm doing a lot of movement. All right. Stuff's dry. Okay, so now we got that. We're gonna need some poles. I'm gonna need a long pole. Let's back this up. So can you see my trees? I don't know. So from this tree to this tree, I'm gonna need a pole. So I gotta find a pole long enough to go across. That's gonna be my starter, and then I'll build off of that. Okay. So let's go find a pole. Okay, so I found some deadfall here that will work. So now I just gotta get it cut down. This stuff, this dry stuff right here, it's good for starting that bird's nest. So this is off a cedar, so I'll be keeping this. This is all nice and dry. What we'll do is we'll break up those fibers, get a nice little fire. That cut. Okay. Now we gotta get all these. Gotta get all these off. The fun. Hatchet time. Alright, so we gotta clean this guy up so it can be our cross beam. Alright. Get those sharp guys off there. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm not a very good camera guy. Sorry. There's a lot of good. A good fire starter on there. Sorry if you guys are seeing my back a lot there. All I'm doing is getting all these branches off, right? Don't want anything to really puncture my tarp, right? So I'm gonna go down, smooth anything out that could puncture. The tarp's gonna tie right to this. Okay. Go. Hey. All right, let's go get this back over there. Okay, that's one. Got a bunch more. So I'll go ahead, I'll get these ready, and I'll show you when they're ready to go. All right, tribe, so I got that main front beam cut, and then I'm gonna need a bunch of other beams, but I'm gonna get this up. So remember how I kept this knot or this branch up here? It's because I'm gonna use that. What I'm gonna do is just gonna put that right in that, right? And I'm gonna tie this side off. I can come down a little bit, okay? And what I'm gonna do is tie this off right here, okay? Can you see that? Maybe, I don't know. But there we go, sorta, kinda. So I'm gonna tie this off right here and then have that up there. And then this is gonna be my main area where I'm gonna be sleeping. So I'm gonna slope it down just so you'll see how it's gonna go. I'm gonna bring it down, have some lashing and everything, put that on, then the rain fly, and that's gonna be my quick fix for tonight. So I at least have a shelter, right? And then I can get a fire going, boil some water, and eat some of the food that I brought with me, right? So let's get to a little more work here. Hey guys, sorry if this video is not that easy to see. I'm not a very good cameraman. I'm out here doing this on my own, so bear with me. We'll see how it goes. I hope it goes good. All right, so I got my 550 cord. I want to tie this around. I want to secure that to that tree. All right, so come around about right there. All right. So with this, you know, we said cordage is everything. 550 cord, just that black cord, it's on its own is gonna be enough. So I'm gonna pull these guts and save them. I mean, that could be fishing line if you need, if you're around a fishing area, or set snares, anything you need to do. That the guts of that 550 cord are valuable. So don't just cut them in the, you know, and use as just one. You only need this for tying, and this can be used for anything else. Also tying, shoestrings, anything. This can be used for, so save that. that nice and tight. That side I'm not too worried about because it's in that branch that's hanging off right there. So let me try to show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, so I got this tied off here, right? It's nice and tight. And if we go down here, I got it right into this branch. Alright, so that'll be secure, and that's going to be my overhead. So now what I'm going to do is get a bunch of branches or sticks, whatever you want to call them, hangers, to come off this, and that's going to start building my shelter up. We're going to start laying these out as wide as we need. Okay, so I'm thinking right about there. It's good. Okay. One. All right. Right about there. There. Okay, so I'm gonna go get about 3 more of these, and then we'll start the cross hatching. Alright, so remember I told you to keep that the guts from the 550 cord. You can do simple tie down, so you're not wasting a lot of the meaty part of that cord. So all I'm going to do is tie these down now. I have 4 of them set up. I'm going to tie them down to this ridge line, and then I'm going to backfill with horizontal lumber on that backside to make it more rigid for that rain fly that's going to go over it. All right. Bit tight. Go down the line. It really doesn't matter what knot you use on these as long as it stays. So don't get too hung up on what knot to use. Thing is, you just want it to stay and you want it to stay tight. A little more. And this stuff, don't worry about it. It's pretty strong. You'll notice the guts of the that 550 cord. It's strong. So don't worry about it coming undone or breaking. It's sturdy. Last one. All I'm doing is crossing them over. Right. And around. So it doesn't wiggle off. Away. If you really wanted to get fancy, you look, so even the guts have 3 strands. So you can get even thinner. Like I said, fishing line, anything that you need, sewing, if you need to repair something. So in your pack, a sewing kit's never a bad idea. All right, so all this stuff gets saved. All right. I got a couple cut. So the first one, this guy is gonna go right here. Say about a foot down from the top. The next one, saw. Next one, go down a little bit further. Right here. Pull. I need about 2 more. All this stuff I'm cutting off right now is pretty dry, so I'm gonna keep all this. One more. Some good dry stuff. Ain't kindling. It's going to be towards the base. Okay, so now we can tie those on. And guys, I'm telling you, this little silky pocket boy, gold. All right, so let's get these tied down. Using the guts of that 550 cord again. I got all tangled up. It's okay. Still works. We're gonna go about a foot down. This stuff's pretty strong, guys, so don't worry. It's thin, but it is strong. hands would work with me. Double that up. Then once I get the two sides tied down, I'll go and tie the middles too. Alright. So the frame is getting done here. Alright. So as you can see, we got that front beam, right? Then we got the under guys and then the cross beams. And that's gonna hold it up. It's gonna make it rigid. I still gotta tie these down in the middle, but then we're ready for the tarp. Okay guys, so now we got it tied out. We got the horizontal, we got the vertical pillars, if you will. Now it's time to put the hex fly on. So I go with these Gorilla guys, right? What is it? The Hex Rainfly from Gill Gorilla is who they are. And I'll have all this stuff on my Amazon page, guys. I know. But I use these guys a lot. They work well. So we want to get out of the rain, right? We want to get out of the weather. So we're gonna get this over this and then tie it down. I don't bring stakes with me, so we're gonna have to figure out a way to get them staked in to keep it down to the ground. I'll show you how to do that, okay? So let's get this up. First, let's find where we are. Up there. And the reason I said get all those burrs off is because we don't want to rip this. If we do, we got the 550 or the 100 mile an hour tape, and we do have 550 cord that you can burn and seal. But be careful with that because you could create more holes. So 100 mile an hour tape is good. All right. It's over. And just work it in, work with it. The wind would work with me, just a bit. Now me, I do this, hope I have it. So me, I do this in a way where you see that one side is kind of draping under now that it took off with the wind, but I'll show you when it's all done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull it tight and I'm gonna start getting it tied down. Cord. This is why you should travel in pairs. Everything's easier with two people. Get tight. pull that slack. Get the back out. So we got the front tied down, and now we need to get the sides and back down. Well, I just told you I don't bring stakes, so I just make my own. I just cut these, 6 to 8 inches long. We're gonna get a point on the end, so we're gonna cut that down and then cut a notch in for it to hold the cordage, right? And then we're gonna get that in, get it angled, and so we'll have a place to sleep tonight. See how it's done. All right, we'll get this going. All right, guys, so we're talking about getting some stakes done. So got some pieces, like I said, cut them 6 to 8, 10 inches, whatever you want. We're gonna sharpen the ends right here, right? And then I'm just gonna create a little channel in there for my cordage to get into as I angle it, so it doesn't float away, right? So we can get this shelter locked down in place. So basically, I'm gonna take them, I'm gonna cut these, trim these down, get them to a point, right? Hope you can see this. I'm not the best cameraman. Doing it alone is not ideal, but I guess it'd be nice if I was one of those YouTube guys that could get a crew, but we do what we can with what we got, right? So I'm gonna get this pointed down. Just to make it easier to pound into the ground. Okay, so there. And then this, all I'm gonna do, let me see if I can angle this down for you. Right here. Okay, so let's say we take this. All I'm gonna do is, where do I want that? Can you see this? Can you see? So I'm gonna notch right there, right? Notch in. And then from there, I'm just gonna cut up to that notch, right? Cut that off. And I'm just gonna start notching, okay? Little by little. And cut that end off again, right? Get a little more in there. Cut that off. Okay, so you can see it's coming into play right there. All right, and that's just going to angle down and it's just gonna hold my cordage in place. Okay? And I'll do that to however many I need. And we'll be good to go. Be careful with knives, guys. So we'll get that done. I'll get a few more of these made, and then we'll tie down. So while I'm making these, let's talk, guys. What do you want to talk about? The loud noises in the back? Yeah, I think someone's logging back there. So technically, I'm found. But for video purposes, I'm a lost soul, guys. Just lost out there, here in the wilderness, trying to stay warm and dry. Okay? So, getting my, you guys seen that? Getting my points done. And then my tie down area. Right? Cut into that. Nice. Slow. Just cut that out. Doesn't have to be super deep in there. Just something for that cordage to hold on to so it doesn't slip off. Right? And there's guys that do really cool stuff. I don't. I guess I keep it simple. But it works. It's reliable, right? Also, if you notice, I don't use a lot of the key terms that everyone else does. I don't in the gun world either. All the cool sayings. I don't remember stuff, so I just kind of use my own words. Hope they work. All right. So got a couple more of these to make, and then we'll tie this puppy down. So I'm on this last one. I forgot to mention, when you're doing this and you're cutting down, don't rely so much on just pushing with your knife hand. Push pull, right? Push pull makes it a lot easier to get a deeper cut. You can kind of angle it to how you want. Just a nice little push pull helps out a lot. Get that point down quickly. All right. If you want, you can get that in there. Get that good groove that I'm gonna cut to. All right. There. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing with my thumb with this, just so I can ease it up, so I don't overcut, right? Because that's easy to do. Then I just go over the top, cut that. So if I'm angled here, so what I'll do is I'll cut up into that, right? Good cut. Then I'll take the top, just cut down in that, get that piece out, right? Cut up, kind of scrape it out, cut that top right there. And we have our ledges. I'm gonna get this one a little deeper, then we'll go pound them out. All right, we're gonna get these back ties first. All right. Tight. You guys see anything? It's not down. And we'll get that tight in a second. So, right there. Right about there. Alright, so that nice. And I'll just tie a little brake knot on it. Alright. So it doesn't slip. Do the same for the other side. There's camera. Jeez. Bust it up. Good. Same thing on this side. A little hitch. I'm getting it right in that groove right there, right? Come out. Try this off. Yeah. Spread this guy. Bring him out. Right. Yeah, where we want it. Right there. Alright, put a little brake on this. That guy doesn't pull out. Alright. So, same thing on this side, right? A little bug friend. So I'm going to pull this down. I just want it nice and tight, and we'll get both sides tightened down. Now you might be asking, hey Adam, that front didn't look like it was too secure, and the back middle. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So stay with me. Get this in here. Go. Right over there, get that right in that. You want to go right about here. Alright. Throw a little brake knot in there so we don't run away. Alright, let's get that other side. Alright, now we're on the last side here, gang. So, I really hope this video shows up and it's not just my nose in the picture here. But the whole theme of this is day one is shelter, right? Get that shelter down and you know, get out of the elements. And from there, we are going to improve our situation as we go. Improve, 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 right? So, it's the name of the game, guys. So stick with me. It will get cool. It will get neat. I promise. Okay? So we're doing the same thing on this side that we did the other side. Just knot it up. Through there. Come back through. And get a little hitch there. Right? Oh, so what do we need to do? Right behind this tree. I think I'm going to be out of focus here. I want that down. Okay. Angling the stakes. Alright. Now I can get a little tighter. Alright, there we have that. So now, I said there's a trick to getting the front and back down. So let's do that. Since I have no what are those, eyelets to get any quarters through, I gotta make it. So I did is I cut these little guys out of a little stick, cut those off, and then all I'm gonna do, put that in there, right? Tie this around it, okay? Put that there. Oop. Into that. I'm putting that piece in the center, right? Come around. Okay. So that holds there. All right. Then I'm going to take a handy dandy stake, right? This. Get that down in there. All right. That's it. Put our little knot on the back so it doesn't come undone. Like so. Then we do the same thing in the front. Alright, so same thing up here as we did in the back. Take that little nugget right there that I cut off a piece of wood, stick. I'll put it in here. So I don't want to poke holes in anything, right? So I'm going to Wind that in. I'm going to tie it. Now, this is tough because it's a little tight, but doable. You don't lose it. I'll get my knot ready so I can cinch that down. All right. Tight. I'll bring that down to my stake, right? Angle you here. I did something funky. Pull this down. Give myself some room to work with here. Pull that down. Get my stake. You can see. There. I got it nice and tight right there. And I'll get those beat down as we go. So, same on the other side. Not ready. Right? Alright, so I don't even know if this is recording. So day one is done. So we got the shelter done. Okay, so we got good shelter, keep us out of the elements. Next is we got to improve our situation. So fire, so we can purify water, drink, eat, raised bed or just bedding that we got to use for this because we can't just lay on the ground. Okay, we have some of our Snuggie gear, but that's not going to be enough in some situations. So we have to keep improving our situation. Over the next videos, we're going to do that. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Sorry about the camera stuff. I'll get better at that. It's hard to see what I'm doing on the camera, but we'll get better. Everything that I use, you can check it out. It'll be in the description below. Or go to our site, warriortribetactical.com. Go under our gear and you'll see it in there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you soon. All right, tribe, here's that bonus shelter. This is for a lot of it. Quick shelter, maybe hunters, something like that. So what we're gonna do is you need to find 4 little trees, right? 4 little guys right in here. That's what I got. So the way we're gonna do it, you have your poncho. Lay it down, right? You need some cordage. I'll cut it pretty long, Okay, so I'll cut this pretty long. Got all tangled up. The extra back over here. I'm gonna re-strand that. Okay, I'm gonna come over here to the hood, right? I'm gonna take this hood, right? I'm gonna zip it up. I'm gonna close this hood off. Okay, so I'm gonna bundle it up so no rain can get in there. I'm gonna tie it up. Right now I'm not in the woods, I'm in my backyard. So you can hear my dogs barking. Right, so I'm gonna tie this nice and tight. Little slip knot. Alright, now I'm gonna lay it flat on the ground. Alright, decide where I want to go with this. So right here. Okay. Take this string. I need to tie this to something. So pull this over a bit, right? I just want that a little off the ground. Right there. Okay, so I'm tying this back through. Now I can lower it, get some height. So remember, I told you guys about the bungee cords, right? I told you about the bungee cords. So 4 of them. 4 bungees, alright? So the first one, put these right in here. I'm going to take the ends. If you notice, there's little eyelets in here, okay? Just going to put the bungee through there. And come over this tree. I'll hook it on itself. Next one. I'm going to do the same thing. Put through the eyelet. Come over here. You see? Well, I'm on a tree. So basically, I hooked it on this sapling and that one back there. Okay? I'll take my other 2. This one. Alright. I'm going to run it around this one. That holds. Okay? And my last one. Put through that eyelet. Come out here to this one. Alright. You know this one needs to get tighter. So, come here. Alright. Wrap that a couple times. So that holds. Alright. Basically now you have a shelter, right? So you can see, came up here, right? So we can drop it, pull it through, right? We can raise it comfortably, okay? We can raise it so we can get under there and sleep. Now, if bad weather comes in, all you do is come out and drop these bungees as low as you can, right? As low as you can. So it's adjustable. And it gets it lower to the ground, right? Sapling in the way. But it gets it low to the ground, and that'll keep you dry, all right? So just a quick, down and dirty little shelter that you can manage pretty easily. So, in case bad weather comes in and you're stuck out there, just try a little poncho shelter. Works great. All right, stay dry, guys.